Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is 2,000 points, and it's Tau Empire versus Necrons here in this fight. An abandoned Imperial position here, a compound with reactors and arms and ammunition. It's been bombed out here in a previous fight. Necrons moving into the area, and the might of the Tau Empire is here as well. Right, welcome to this episode of Challenger Scorpion. It's 2,000 points here at Necrons versus Tau Empire. Bryan Morrow's come down with his Tau. Take a look at those in just a moment. I'm going to run my Necron list here. It's the finished final army, so it's battle forged, a battalion detachment as well. So 8 command points available for the Necrons in this game. So 3 HQs. First is the Catacomb Command Barge, there on the right hand side. War Scythe for him, and then also the Gauss cannon weapon mounted underneath as well. So his kind of relic is the lightning field to grant the 4+ invuln save for him. Then 2 cryptex. So the first one here, Chronometron for him, Staff of Light, so 5+ invuln save units within 6 inches, +1 to the reanimation protocols. He is the Warlord, the smaller one here. So the Warlord trait for him is Immortal Pride, so units within 6 inches will automatically pass morale. Second cryptech here is the flying version, so Staff of Light again for him, and that's pretty much all of his upgrades. And then on to troops is 2 units of 15 Necron Warriors, then a unit of 10 Necron Immortals with Gauss Blasters. Then for elites, it's a unit of 10 Triarch Praetorians with their Particle Casters and Void Blades. Then at the back here, a unit of Destroyers with Gauss Cannons for them, so 4 of them. Then 4 Necron Wraiths. Then finally, Necron Monolith with 4 Gauss Flux Arcs and the Particle Whip as the main weapon as well. But that's the Necron list here. Mixed results from them on both the channels. This is the final list, though. It's complete and a fresh test for them for sure in this game against Tau, and a different Tau list than what we're used to here on the channel. We'll see what Bryan has. We'll take a look and see what Bryan has in his Tau Empire list. Alright, so Bryan Morrow's returned. We've seen him plenty of times before on the channel. Usually runs Night Lords at Chaos Space Marines, but he's been working on a Tau army as well, and I have to say very impressed here with the models that he's painted up. So we'll let Bryan run through his list here. We'll see what he has in his army.
Okay, so this is my 2,000 points of Tau. Firstly, we would have a battalion. It's made up and commanded by Long Strike and a Fire Cadre. There's 2 Hammerheads with ion cannons, seeker missiles and smart missile systems. We then have 3 5-man strike teams. They're all led with a Chasseur and a Marker Light. We have a Kroot Carnivore Squad. It's made up of 14 models and a Kroot Shaper. Then we would have a Vanguard detachment made up of 3 Ghost Scales with Cyclonic Ion Rakers, Shield Generators and Target Lock, and 2 burst cannons each. They're led by a commander. I've paid the points to take him as a Cold Star commander with 2 missile pods, a high intensity burst cannon and advanced targeting system. And then finally we have a Storm Surge with a pulse driver cannon, shield generator, velocity tracker and advanced targeting systems.
Alright, so that's Bryan's list. Just zooming in here just so you can get a closer view of the work that's been done. So similar to my Tau, sort of a standard colour being used, the grey, and then a spot colour throughout the army. And it's a great job. Tau look great with that kind of colour combination, but it's grey and green here being used to great effect. There's the Ghost Kills just there at the back, 3 of them. And then no doubt his Pride and Joy, the Storm Surge here, and then Kroot, sort of a similar colour scheme to match them in also. So that's his list. We'll go now on to scenario and deployment next for this battle. Alright, so scenario here, it's Tactical Gambit. It's taken from the 2017 chapter approved, Maelstrom of War. There's 6 objectives on the board. We'll number them up in just a moment, but there's an objective here. An objective here in No Man's Land. Its frontline assault is the deployment. Necrons have chosen to go at this end of the table here. So this objective just inside the deployment zone. This one in No Man's Land. This one just outside Necron deployment zone. That's dice is marking the centre of the board, 9 inches back. That's the tip of the Necron deployment. Another objective just inside the deployment zone here at this crater. Then coming around the other side at Brian's end here with the tower, an objective just outside of his deployment zone in the crater there. Then another objective just here next to the containers. So that's the objectives, and that's a view of Brian's deployment zone here for his tower. So with the scenario Tactical Gambit, each player at the start of the turn, you declare how many objectives you think you can fulfill. Numbers between 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can't declare 0. If you're able to fulfill that number of cards, then you get that bonus number of points. So for example, you think you'll be able to fulfill 2 tactical objectives in a turn. You manage to achieve that, you'll get a bonus 2 points. If the player fails to fulfill an objective, the opposing player will get the points instead. So you have to be careful with the gamble or the gambit that you take, declaring objectives each turn. Plus the points you're able to score usually for the cards as well. There's Slay the Warlord, First Blood and Linebreaker available also. So that's the scenario. We'll start deploying units onto the table now. So alternating one at a time, we'll start putting units on the board. Alright, just to mention the battle mat that we're using in this game, it's called Forgotten Realm. It's 6x4, it's perfect for games of Warhammer 40,000. It's by gamemat.eu. They produce these battle mats here. It's made from this mouse mat material. So rubber on one side and then another material with the design printed on top. Nice and soft, figure friendly, so if models fall over there's no damage, and it's a great foundation. You can see we've rolled the mat out here nice and flat, and then we put up stones and scatter, foliage, and different ruins and buildings and so on top. And it just gives you that all the colours that you need, and then you just place your terrain on top and you can generate some great looking battlefields. Also we're using terrain here by gamemat.eu as well, so virtually all the terrain that you see in this episode here, all the buildings are from gamemat.eu as well. It's the industrial set that they produce. So check out gamemat.eu. They produce these mats and a whole variety of terrain sets available from them as well. Alright, so we're on deployment here. Brian's just thinking out where to place his last model. It's the commander, so we'll let him deploy that. Just going to cover the Necrons here. So Brian placed some of the stealth teams first, forcing the Necrons back from the tip of their wedge here. So Necron warriors strung out along here, a second rank behind them, and then behind them the Necron Immortals, and then right behind them is the Cryptek there, granting them the 5+ invuln save. Tamun'Ra's just here on top of the container. Destroyers at the back trying to hide from the potential firepower that could come from the tower on turn 1. Wraiths just in the middle. Then a sneaky deployment here. The Triarch Praetorians are hidden entirely, virtually from all of Brian's army, I think. Just hidden behind the container here, ready to pounce on the infiltrators in the middle. And then the other Cryptek just on the left hand side on top of this generator here. So that's the Necron deployment. The Monolith has gone into reserve, so he'll be able to come down. We're going to play it here, turn 1 in your own deployment zone, then turn 2 and turn 3 somewhere else on the table. As you can see, the Ghost kills, 1, 2, 3 of those deploying in the middle along with their drones. Then we'll just go around the other side here to cover the rest of Brian's deployment. So on the right hand side, Fire Warriors, units 1, 2 and 3, the Fireblade just behind them. The Creep Mercenaries just in front of the Hammerheads, 1, 2, 3 of those lined up, ready to shoot. The Commander's now been placed next to the Storm Surge on top of this landing pad here, with a nice commanding view across the table. Look pretty safe here at the back. Not sure what the Necrons can do about trying to reach these vehicles, and their weapons are only range 24 as well, so it'll be a tough task for the Necrons, but we'll see what they're able to do. Brian needs to cover, so who's your warlord here?
Firecadre.
Is the Firecadre, and a trait for him?
Through Unity Devastation, +1 AP on 6s.
Oh yes, 6 is to generate the extra minus on the AP. Yes, okay.
On the commander,
Okay, there's another relic as well. And then relic's been taken here, vectored maneuvering thrusters here on the commander. So that's just all the upgrades. We've covered everything there. So I think we're ready for war now. It's all a case of as to who goes first. Necrons will be on +1. They finished deploying first here. All right, so here we go. After you, sir. So Ryan's going to roll up. Oh dear, he's rolled a 1. So I don't even need to roll yet. So Auto going to go first. So Brian now needs a 6 to try and seize initiative. Necrons are happy here, but it's not over yet until this dice roll's made. Oh, it is a 5 here, scored. So Necrons will go first here in this fight. So yeah, Necrons will go first. Then both sides taking it's tactical gambit is the name of the mission, and both sides were taking a gamble here on turn 1. Necrons were hoping to go first to sweep in. Brian hoping to go first to get the early strike there with the ghost kills. But initiative has gone over to the Necrons here. So we're going to turn 1. The Necrons will strike first, the ancient enemy against the young race. But the ancient foe will strike first in this fight. Turn 1 coming up next for the Necrons. Alright, so on turn 1 here, Necron's just thinking about where to go. Just to mention the tactical objectives, we've numbered them 1 through 6, sort of heading around in this direction. So objective number 1 is this one, objective 2 is here, objective 3 in amongst the Necron warriors, objective 4 in no man's land, objective 5 just here. Brian has since made a scout move there with his Kroot. They've claimed that objective. And then objective number 6 just over there. It's nice logical numbering there, and then the cards as we draw them are randomised, so that should be fine. Alright, so moving complete here for the Necrons. We're going to go for it here because time will tick away and our units no doubt will dwindle under tower firepower, so we've got to try and take the opportunity here to go first and strike as hard as we can. So there were some units I was going to try and hold back, but we can't go in piecemeal here against the tower. I'm going to try and go all for nothing, I think, with the Necrons is the plan. So Necron warriors moving out, 1-2 units here, the Immortals behind them. I have committed in here with the Destroyers. They've jumped up and over. The Commander's remained where he is. Then Wraiths going in to combat here. The Cryptep jumping forwards, and 10-inch jump made by the Triarch Praetorians as well. We haven't brought the monolith down. I've kept that off the table for now, but the rest of the Necron army is converging on the stealth teams just over here. So cards drawn here. Defend objective number 4. That's that objective over there, so that's doable on a later turn. We declare 1 by the way for our tactical gambit. No prisoners, that's destroying units. Extra points available if you kill between 3 and 5. That's D3 instead of 1. Priority orders received, so that's the Warlord, which is the Cryptek just here. A couple of cards that are impossible to fulfill with him, so we discarded those. And then secure objective number 6 is the card for him, which is all the way across the other side of the board. Then secure objective number 2 was the 4th objective, which is currently being held by, well, there's model count going on here. It's just at the foot of the Wraiths, but we'll see what remains at the end of shooting and close combat. But the Necrons do stand a good chance of picking up points for that as well. But that's movement done for this Necron force. Happy to go first. The Legion surges ahead to try and take on the stealth element here of this tower army. We'll go on to shooting phase. There's no psychic shenanigans here from either army. We'll go straight into raw, cold-blooded firepower next. Okay, so on firepower here, we've done the Triarch Praetorians. They caused 2 wounds on 2 drones, but Brian rolled 2 4s and passed his saves. The rest that couldn't get within range, they fired at the closest ghost kill and caused a wound in total. We are playing Mephrit Dynasty here, by the way, for the Necrons, so units that get within half range of their firepower, it's extra -1. Triarch Praetorians are not affected by that. It has to be units with the Dynasty keyword. So we've figured out the firepower for this front unit of Necron warriors. It snakes around here and then ends up over there. It's 15. So we're going to go for these shots here, which are rapid fire. They're going to fire from these models into the drones just here. These longer range shots coming from across here, they are going to go into the drones just over at the back, and then 3 shots remain from these that can't see. They're going to go after the Kroot. So maybe just fire at the Kroot first of all, just to try and bring a few of these down. So we get a hit, and we're on 3s for a wound. Yeah, no, failed. So that's that resolved. Next, these are the long range shots into the stealth drones. So these will be on -1, so 4s. So just 3 hits. 4s to wound, just the 1. So this is -1, which Brian has failed. So 1 drone's brought down. That's from that unit out there at the back. Just to mention wave of command, we granted it down here to the destroyers. They'll be on +1 to their hit rolls, just to try and help them out. Very useful here actually against stealth units. But still 5 drones remain. Now we've got the rapid fire shots into the closer unit of drones. So still the -1 though, but we do get the bonus of the extra shots coming through. So -1 here to the hit rolls, so take those away. 4s for wounds. Yeah, 4 saves to make, and these are at -2. So 4 saves are 6+. Should be able to bring this unit of drones down. Yes, alright, so they're gone. Yes, they're gone. There's 3 drones left. That's first blood picked up, actually. Drones become a separate unit, so not too bad. We've still got some firepower left. I think we'll move on to the next unit of Necron warriors here. Trying to clear the drones away is the priority. Then we can focus on the stealth teams. Alright, so next unit here, a lot of them can't see just because of this terrain, but they can see through to the taller stealth battle suits here, the ghost kills. So we've split our firepower up again. These 2 shots going from these 2, they're outside of rapid fire range, going against him, so they'll be AP -1. The rest are rapid fire. A lot of shots going to go into the ghost kill here, and then 4 shots from Necron warriors here going to go into the 2 drone squad just there. So roll that one first of all. Needing 4s on the drones, and then needing 4s again to cause wounds. Just a wound comes through, and it'll be -1 here, needing a 5+. No, another drone gone, but still they all need to be removed. I think the drones can grant that benefit to any stealth team. Yes, they've got to destroy them all. So remove that extra minus there. So that's that resolved. So now 2 shots into the ghost kill here at longer range, 2 hits. A wound, yeah, a 5. Strength 4, toughness 6, yeah. So this is -1, so 4 up save. Passed. Brian does have the shield generators on those as well, so he won't drop below a 4+ for his saves. So it's almost, actually should have rolled the whole lot together, because the -AP2 is not going to help because of the 4+ invuln, but we can take away these 5s because of the drones. Pesky drones. We've actually rolled incredibly well here. And 5s to wound. Not so good, just 3. 3 saves of 4+ required. Okay, 2. 2 passed, so just 1 wound caused. A lot of wounds on these things here. So yeah, drones dropping here, but these ghost kills in still very good condition. Okay, next lot of shooting here is the Immortals at the back. The 3rd rank going to open up here. 6 of them in rapid fire of the ghost kill, just the ones at this end, so they're going to fire double shots, and then 4 shots across here are going to go 2 shots on each of the remaining drones. So the first drone, closest one, needing 4s, 2 hits, 4s again, or 3s actually, strength 5. Yeah, 1 wound comes through, and this will be at -1, so 5+ save to keep alive.
5.
Yeah, 5, okay, so that's passed. And then the next 2 shots, 4s for hits, 3s for wounds, failed. Alright, next 12 shots here into the closest ghost kill, 5s and 6s for hits. Good hit rolls here, not too bad at all. And then still 5s to wound. 3 1s and 2 2s. Nothing. Alright, so good. They are causing proven to be a nightmare here to try and bring wounds off of these ghost kills. So all three of them still in very good condition. That's why we moved up here to try and get within close combat range as well, because we knew our firepower would struggle. But the gun line's opening up here. Casualties being caused amongst the drones, but the ghost kills still in very good condition indeed. We'll press on here. We'll keep going with Necron shooting. Alright, so pressing on with the shooting, I'm going to fire this Cryptek here. Staff of Light will fire. We can see this drone just there. So 4s to hit him. Pretty good. 3s for wounds. Just 1 wound comes through. It's -2 for the Staff of Light. So 6 up to try and keep this drone alive here. And it's a 5. Okay, so that one at the back. There's 1 drone left. This Cryptek here, the Warlord's going to go. He's within 12, so fire into the stealth member here. It's -2 though. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So 5s and 6s. 5s and 6s again. Yeah. 1 wound comes through. Again -2, but Bryan will take his 4+ invuln save. It's just 1 damage. Nope. Past that one as well. All right. So drone's being dropped here, but still struggling to cause much damage against the stealth teams. Going to try and pick on the last drone here with the commander. He hasn't moved, so be on 2s to hit, and then -1 here for the drone. So 3s for hits we're looking for. 2. Strength 6, so 3s to wound. 2 wounds come through. These are at -3 actually, so I think the drones, yeah, the drones are gonna. So that's him picked off. Wanted to get rid of him. That's D3 damage a time, but just wanted to make sure that drone was away. Okay, so infantry have fired, commanders fired, Crypteks have fired. It's down to the destroyers now. We've cleared the drones away. We'll see what kind of damage we can do against this, the ghost kills here. All right, so it's down to the destroyers now. Given the wave of command, the key word is infantry, even though they can fly. So granted it's 10 +1 to the hit rolls. It'll be then -1. So we're just going to fire at 3+ here. We're going to play extermination protocols. So command point used up. So we'll just remove that one. Got 7 left. We're going to split 6 shots into this one, and then 6 shots into the closest one there as well. So I'm going to try and see what we can do here. So we'll go for the one on the left first of all. 3s. Rerolling those. Cool, those all hit here. Strength 6, toughness 6, 4s to wound. And then we'll re-roll those fouled wound rolls as well. Okay, so Bryan drops down to his 4+ invuln save on 4 dice. Should be able to pass a few of these. None. So all of a sudden it's 4d3 damage. That's a 1. So we're looking at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds being caused here. 2 left. Not enough to destroy the ghost kill, but it is in serious trouble now. It's dropped down to just 2 wounds remaining. Good firepower here from the destroyers. Next lot here. Looking for 3s. Well, that's a hit. Reroll these 2. Double miss here. 4s to wound. And re-rolling these. This isn't as good. That's a better recovery. So yeah, I think Bryan's going to survive here. 3 rolls of 4+. The invuln save definitely helping out. But 2d3 damage here on the next ghost kill. That's 5 wounds caused on him. He drops to 4. So good firepower here from the destroyers, but not enough to bring any of these down. But the wounds starting to come through here with the deadly gauze cannons. Right, so firepower's done. Not too bad. We definitely softened the targets up, but still, defiantly, 3 ghost kills remain very much alive. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Bryan is at Tau Sept here, so 5+ for his Overwatch. We'll see what kind of damage he can do as the Wraiths, the Praetorians prepare to charge in here against these ghost kill stealth battlesuits. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so charges have taken place here. Wraiths have made it in. They did take 3 wounds in total, but I command re-rolled and saved one of those. 2 wounds taken on one of the Wraiths. Brian overwatched all 3 of the ghost kills here against the Wraiths. Then we then charged the Triarch Praetorians, 7 inches, swing around to the left, catching both, and then double 6 rolled for the charge there from the Cryptex. He's jumped across, or charged in across in this direction, across the board. So contact made here. We'll see how many of these ghost kills can survive. We'll go now on to combat resolution here on turn 1 for the Necrons. Okay, so we're going to pick the Wraiths first of all. 12 attacks with them. Needing 3s here. So, yeah, pretty good. Then we'll need 4s to wound, strength 6, toughness 6. That is utterly horrific. I think Brian's going to be very happy. He'll jump away now and then shoot next turn because he has the fly keyword. So that's a save here of 4+. He'll use his invuln save. She fails 2 damage. Alright, so the ghost kill survives. And that's not so good. We'll move on to another combat here. Hopefully do a bit better. We'll try out these Triarch Praetorians, see what they can do. So going to play Judgment of the Triarch here. +1 to the hit rolls. I'm going to put these 4 into the one at the back. So do that one first. That's 12 attacks. Needing 2s. So a lot of 1s. But thankfully that stratagem's helped us out. Then we'll go for 5s to wound though. Just the 2 come through. So Brian gets 2 saves here. Of 4+ again for his shield generator, passing 1s, just 1 wound cause. So that ghost kill there is in great condition. So, alright, 24 attacks into the next ghost kill here, needing 2s. Just removing the 1s. Again, that stratagem's helped us out there. Good number of hits coming through. 5s to wound, just going to roll some of these. Not so good here, struggling with the toughness of these ghost kills. Yet not very good. 5 saves to make a 4+. Brian could keep the 3rd ghost kill alive. Surely not. Here it comes. No. Failed with 3. So even a command reroll is not going to help. So 1 ghost kill at least brought down. But it's taken a lot of effort here for the Necrons to try and finally remove one of these battle suits. So fight the Crypt attack quickly. 1 attack, needing a 3. And he's missed. That's him finished. Alright, so bit of consolidation to do here after we've done our attacks, and then we'll let Brian fight back with the 2 battle suits. But I think he'll be very happy to still see 2 of those on the board. So Brian just attacking here. It's rolled a 6 for a hit. Well done. Just with his 1 attack. 3s for a wound.
6.
So 6 is a wound. If we fail this, one of the Wraiths will be brought down. Come on. Oh, it was a 2. It balanced on a 6. I could try and command reroll to keep this Wraith alive for a second time. Oh. Yeah, I think it'd be wise to do it because of the potential firepower. Okay, so 3+. He is alive, but it's taken another one of my command points to keep him going. Okay, so the next attack's coming in from 3 attacks here because he's just on 9 wounds, hardly any damage. You could fight the Cryptek here. Cryptek's got 4 wounds. The Triarch Praetorians have 2 wounds each on them. Okay, just going to go into the Praetorians. So 5s, no hits anyway. Alright, I think that concludes the end of the turn. So we've seen the Necrons attempt to use firepower and close combat to remove the stealth element of Brian's force in the middle of the table. They've half succeeded, but have not managed to destroy 2 of the ghost kills, and they could well be a menace here. One of them in very good condition, but not too bad going. Picked up first blood. We'll trade in some cards now. So secure objective number 2, that can be complete just with model count, so we can hand in that one. Destroy a unit as well with no prisoners. In fact, we destroyed 3 drones units and the crisis and the ghost kill battle suits. So we're actually going to get D3 here for no prisoners. So roll up now. We roll a 6. That's 3 victory points there for no prisoners. Not too bad here for the Necrons. Have actually achieved a good number of points on this turn. Our gambit was 1, so we get a bonus point as well. So turn 1's the Necrons can be happy enough. Points being picked up and a chance to try and make progress here and make a move before the tower have had a chance to shoot. That's the crucial point here. So Necrons definitely in the fight. We'll have to see what Brian decides to do now in response to the Necron Legion making its advance. We'll go now on to Tau Empire, turn 1. Alright, so movement done here for the Tau. Jumping up and over with the out of combat here with the healthier Ghost skill, we'll be able to shoot as normal. Bryan played the automated repair, that's right. 2 wounds restored here on the Ghost skills, back up to 4, so it's jumped back 8. Then around the other side, we'll cover on a Kroot here, moving out towards objective number 4. We'll cover cards as well that Bryan has drawn. Then round this side, Bryan's just placing the cards out here. He's declared 1 for his tactical gambit. Behind enemy lines, that requires him to move out across the board to my side. Secure objective number 4, it's interesting, that's where we're headed as well, so you can see why the Kroot have marched off in that direction. Scour the skies, destroy a unit that can fly, so you've got Wraiths, the Cryptek here, the Destroyers, the Command Barge, all units that can fly, and the Jump Infantry here as well actually. Triumph Praetorians, and then orders received for the Warlord, Patient Hunter to secure 1 victory point if 1 or more enemy units was slain by a unit from your army that is in your deployment zone this turn. That is possible as well, but it's the commander that needs to do it. The Hammerheads remain where they are, the commander's remained where he is, and so too has the Storm Surge, the main gun line, or the heavier firepower for the Tau. Intact here, hasn't been touched by the Necrons, so I think Bryan will be happy enough with that. These are meant to be distracting units. That's exactly what they've done. It's diverted the attention of the entire Necron army, and still 2 of them remain alive. We'll go on to shooting phase next, just to cover these. Actually, these have shifted out in this direction to lend some fire support as well. So shooting phase coming up next for the Tau Empire on turn 1.
But I'm not sure whether to start with him or start with the Hammerheads.
Okay. Koyon's been declared by the commander, so some of those units over there, the Storm Surge, and 2 of the Hammerheads are going to get to shoot twice. Is it re-roll or re-rolls? It's re-rolls, that's right. And then, so far, we've had a Markerlight hit through here, and then uplinked Markerlight stratagem being played has increased that to 2 Markerlight hits against the Wraiths. That's Markerlight hit coming through there from one of the Fire Warrior units. Cadre, okay, yeah. So choices to make here. There's no particularly easy kill here that the Necrons, any of these Necron units, the Warriors here, large units, the Praetorians, a large unit here, quite tough, 2 wounds each. The Wraiths with their invuln save, so Bryan needs to coordinate his firepower, just as the Necrons did. We carefully went through our firepower to try and break the stealth element of his army down, and now Bryan in return needs to do the same. Which unit to dissect first here that the Necrons have, we'll see. There's a clue though. The Markerlight hits on the Wraiths is a bit of a clue as to who he's going to go after. So what's going to happen first here?
Stealth it into the Wraith. We'll do burst cannons first.
Okay, everything's going to go into the Wraiths here.
5s, re-rolling 1s.
Oh yes, because he's in a damage bracket here because he's on 4 wounds. So 5s for hits. And 4s to wound. 1 wound comes through. Could be enough to bring a Wraith down here. 3+ invuln save. Passed on a 6. Yeah, he was looking to have a success there because that would have removed that model and the D3 damage, but it hasn't happened. So now he's going to go after the Iron Raker next. 5s. 2. Rerolling 1s still with that one. Yep. Okay, just the 2. And this is overcharging? No, okay. 3s for wounds. 2 wounds. Again, 3+ invuln save. Passed with those 2 as well. Wraith invuln saves holding here. Next Ghost skill, this one here. This one's a lot healthier. It's going to go into the Wraiths as well. So it's wise. Most players do go after the Wraiths here to try and remove them there. It can be a nightmare of a unit. So here we're looking for 4s. Okay. Just 2 here. Another 1.
Hits. No ones.
Nothing. Okay, this is the burst cannons, and then now the cyclic Iron Raker. It's a guaranteed 6 shots, not overcharging.
Nope.
Okay. That's the hits. 3s to wound. 2. First one. Ah, he's gone. And then another one. Ah, another wound taken. Alright, so 2 wounds scored here. 1 Wraith model removed and a wound on another. All right, so we've just resolved the Kroot. They fired through. 2 failed saves here. A command rerolled again. I'm trying to keep the Wraiths alive. It's just another wound's come through on that unit. Pretty good shooting, though, from the Kroot, helping out there. They almost brought a Wraith down with their firepower. Down to 4 command points left here for the Necrons, burning through them quite quickly, but trying to keep the Wraiths as a presence here on the table. So we'll press on. We'll see what else Brian has to shoot. Okay, so we've resolved the firepower from the Fire Warriors here. Tons of shots coming from them with the volley fire rule and moving rapid fire. 2 of the Praetorians brought down and a wound on another. The toughness 5 helping them, a 3+ save. Brian managed to chew through a couple of those with the supporting fire coming in from the infantry. All right, so smaller scale firepower mostly done. He's still not fired with the big stuff yet. This is where the hurt could come through here. We'll see. Interesting to see where Brian decides to shoot. There's multiple threats. There's the gun line, the destroyers, the Wraiths are a menace, and the Praetorians as well. So that was the idea, was try and present Brian with multiple targets, try and overwhelm, but we'll see. I wonder which victim he's going to choose here for the tower firepower. Bracing myself, I reckon it's going to be pretty nasty, potentially deadly. 1 or 2 of these units here at least could be in a whole lot of trouble. Alright, so it's going to start at the end there, that hammerhead on the left-hand side, smart missile systems into the Praetorians, and then the main gun, iron cannon, into the destroyers just here. So,
Smart missile system.
Yeah, this is the SMS here, the smart missile system. Needing 2s, because he didn't move and he's within 6 inches of long strike. Forced to wound. Just a wound. And a 3+ save. Failed, it's enough. So another Praetorian brought down. Okay. 7 of them left. D6 shots now. This is the iron cannon.
Destroyers.
Yeah. 1. That's the randomness of the gun.
Command reroll.
He's going to command reroll, okay. 3, it's better. So it's starting to hit average here. Will be 2s for hits, though. It's damage 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. These may not last too long here with these destroyers. Gets his hits. 3s for wounds. 2 wounds come through. Thankfully, we have an inbound.
-1, so it'll take you to your 4. What are these? 3s?
Oh, right, okay. Just -1. Okay, yeah. So, 4 pluses. We saved both on a 6 and a 4. Ooh, okay. He's going to have to go to another hammerhead here if he wants to try and reduce these down. Long strike himself or.
Same.
Bright, okay. Repeat. Okay, rinse and repeat is the term being used here. So smart missile systems across here, and again the iron cannon into the destroyers.
SMS.
2s, just 1 miss, and 4s for wounds. 3. Right, so 3 wounds to roll up here. 3+. I found 1, so another wound comes through. He's gradually whittling these down. So Praetorian's not a major priority, but they're just being picked off here one at a time. So this is D6 shots from long strike. Show us how it's done. 2. That's the randomness of the D6 there. Gets his hits though. 3s for wounds.
Full strength.
Double 6. Okay. So we're on 4 pluses. Past 1. This is straight 3 damage. Alright, so 1 can be removed here. Nothing we can do about that. So I was highly tempted to kind of reroll that, but I've already used it, so we'll just put marking this up as 1 casualty. 3 of them still left. Hammerhead number 3. Same again. Okay, you're going to try and pick off wounds on the Praetorians and try and deal with the destroyers as well.
Smart missile system.
2s again, because he's within 6 inches of long strikes, that deadly partnership. Which I'm not going to complain about because I use that same partnership as well. Well, army.
So 5.
5 saves here. Should bring another Praetorian or 2 down. Yeah, it's going to be another whole model. So the one with wounds can be removed and a wound carries over onto the next one. Alright, so 4 casualties taken. Iron cannon next. D6 shots. 4. That's the best so far. 2s for hits.
Reroll that as a Kyle.
Yes, Kion's been enacted, yeah. Gets the 4 hits. 3s for wounds. This could be trouble here for the destroyers. 2 have failed. Alright, 2 get through. 4 pluses. Pass with both. Oh boy, it's a pretty good dice roll in here. Has kept these destroyers alive. That's the Hammerhead firepower complete. You just check the rules here, it's -2. So I just rolled a 4 there and previously rolled a 4. So I'm going to remove these 2 and that should see us with the correct result just there. So still 1 destroyer remains. But I would have been knocked down to a 5-up save or the 5+ invuln save. But either way, we've lost those 2. Alright, so destroyers are in trouble now, just with that extra minus on the AP. Okay, so Hammerhead's complete. We'll go on to the commanders left to fire, yeah, and then the Storm Surge as well. But worrying here. Yeah, he's going to try. Or Destroyer now is singular, there's 1 left. 4 shots, maybe on 2s. Reroll with all hit, that's fine. 3s to wound at strength 7. I think this is the end of the destroyers. They're all very wounded, okay. And these are at -2. Okay, -2. 5 pluses. Oh no, long gone. Alright, target destroyed. Destroyers are gone. Oh, just thinking here what to what to fire here. Just coordinating the firepower to declare all your firepower. Storm Surge. Brian just meditating on what to fire at with what weapon. Multiple weapon systems available from this super heavy. But the targets he's choosing is here. It's the Wraiths and the Praetorians. Trying to work out the most efficient way to try and cause trouble for them.
3 reroll misses.
Yeah, okay. So 4 destroyer missiles into the Wraiths here. Brian's on 4s to hit, +1 for targets that can fly with his velocity tracker. Re-rolling because of the Koyan has been enacted. So 3s to hit, re-rolling. All dice. 3 hits. Oh dear, Storm Surge saved the best till last here. Got his 4 hits.
D3 mortal wounds each hit.
Oh no, surely not.
3
and 4. The Wraiths have been dealt with very harshly here by the Storm Surge. Alright, so 2 decent units removed now. Destroyer's gone and Wraith's gone. That's going to hurt the Necrons. Those are 2 valuable units that will no longer partake in this game. And still, the remaining firepower to go into the Praetorian series. Only firepower that's been wasted that you declare. The main cannon was declared into them as well. Alright, so that's fired. So we've got the cluster rocket systems to fire here and smart missile systems if they're in range.
Smart missile system
okay. Praetorians, I'm hoping, should survive this.
Letting 3s.
But we'll say 3s, yeah. Yes, because again, it's a target that can fly. Yeah, and re-rollables. Looks like they've all hit. 4s to wound. Yeah, 5 here. Pretty good. -1 because of the advanced targeting system. Okay, this is a good combination. And it's 4 have failed. So 2 more models brought down. There's a chance that Brian could wipe these out as well. 46 for the cluster rocket system here. 14.
14.
Okay, here we go. This is the last shots of the turn. So 14 shots here, needing 3s. It's all re-rollable. Storm Surge is not too bad at all. Its firepower is frightening.
Drop 2.
Okay.
12 hits.
And again, this will be 4s to wound with this one. What's very helpful is the AP -1. So yes, there is a chance to... God, it's going to be tight. It is literally 8. 7. Right, I need to fail all of these to, to have the unit wiped out. Past 3, 2 more Triarch Praetorians brought down. So that unit's been hammered hard here in this turn, but it's still alive here. That's the Necrons will be thankful at least to keep the Triarch Praetorians alive and a chance to reanimate with them. But Necron elite units here taking heavy damage. Yeah, that is the end of shooting. So no charges here to declare, no close combats, the turn's finished. I would say the Tau have had a much better turn 1 here. What a bounce back we've seen from them. Their firepower has been utterly deadly here against the Necron elite units. So any cards to trade in here?
Score the skies.
Yeah, destroyed a unit that could fly.
Okay.
Yes.
Kill an enemy unit. If somebody's in the deployment zone, he was the one that killed the destroyer unit. He took the last model off.
Right, the commander. Okay, so the commander's fulfilled his mission. Excellent. All right, so those cards can be traded in, plus the bonus point as well. The objective number 4, yes, just within range of the Crete.
And I need to measure it out, but that might be, depending on the range behind enemy lines.
Ah, yes, deployment zone. We'll check this one as well. Brian could go for all 4 being completed. All right, 8 points scored there. The commander was the one that fulfilled the orders received, the patient hunter, plus the other points coming through, the other 3 objectives, and the bonus point, Brian declared 1. Imagine if he declared 4. It would have been utterly deadly. But 8 points. I thought the Necrons had got off to a good start on 5, but 8 points scored there with the Tau in response. Brilliant comeback. One of the best comebacks here that I've seen on a turn 1 here. Tau, excellent. The distraction worked perfectly. The gun line was left alone, and the Necrons will regret that. So any Tau players out there looking to build lists, this is quite an inspiration we've seen so far. But the game is not over yet. We'll go on to turn 2. The Necrons need to respond. Now they've shrunk down, just the gun line really. They've lost 2 elite units, but still the Praetorians are there. They can reanimate and be used. Plus the monolith to descend, and the commander on the command barge is still alive as well. So we'll go on to Necrons turn 2. They need to respond, they need to strike back hard here, or they'll suffer the consequences. Turn 2 coming up next for the Necrons. All right, so turn 2 here for the Necrons, trying to bounce back as best as we can, struggling with the loss of the 2 elite units. Gambled here on 2, scoring 2, but I don't think I'm going to do it here. Defend objective 4 remains in play. Secure objective number 6 with the Warlords has to be all the way across here with the Cryptek. He's down here. It's doable, but there's some distance to walk. And then I pulled out hold the line. So I hate to keep 3 units in my deployment zone. I haven't done that this turn. Instead, just focusing on trying to destroy as many Tau units as possible. Then reclaim, recapture is the other one. It's odd objectives. Need to control 3 of them. 1, 3, which we have, and then objective number 5. So I don't think we're not going to be able to do it this turn either. So Brian's going to get these 2 bonus points here for the gambit that's not going to pay off. But we'll just focus, I think, on just trying to reduce the Tau down as much as possible. Every unit and model we remove is less firepower that can come in towards the Necrons here. So the line surged ahead, 5 inches, shifting in this direction, heading off towards objective number 4. The commanders jumped down to lend some fire support. He's a character, so he's nicely protected behind that line as long as it lasts. And then here the monolith's descended down to lend some fire support. It is just within range 24 of the Storm Surge. Then here the Cryptex jumped back 12 inches. And then around the other side, a pretty good result here of the Triarch Praetorians. We rolled up their reanimation and got 5 models back. So there's now back to 7, thanks to the Cryptek nearby, granting reanimation on a 4+. So they've swung around here, going to try and deal with the Tau infantry. That's movement done for the Necrons. The gun line's still in pretty good shape, so the Necron hope is not lost yet. We'll go on to shooting phase for them next. Alright, so on Necron shooting here, I've granted the Pharaon's Will to the front rank of Necron warriors, as well as the Immortals here as well. I paid a command point for that, just to give those 2 units +1 to the hit rolls. So 24 shots coming in from the Necron warriors here. There's 3 of them still to declare. I'll declare those into the ghost kill over there. But these shots going into the Kroot should be able to cause trouble for them. So 2s to hit first of all is what we're going for. So those have all missed. Then we'll be on 3s for kills here, because the AP -2 at that range. So 3s and 3s with all of these. So yeah, it's pretty nasty here. Once the Necrons get in range, I could be looking at a wipeout. You've got 5, 10, 15, 17. That's the end of the crew. So they've been rinsed away there with deadly electrical firepower here. So the smell of smouldering chicken can be sensed here in this road, as the Kroot have been electrocuted to death here by a volley from the front rank of Necron warriors. It's a good start. So the other 6 shots going into the ghost kill, that one just over there, so 2s, and then 5s for wounds. Nothing from them, alright, but that's the first lot of Necron warriors finished. So no damage there. It would have been actually 3s to hit there with the -1 for the ghost kill. Alright, so Kroot dealt with. The Shaper's still there, the character's still alive. So there's him to try and root out. I don't think we can target him now because he's further away than other models that are closer. But we'll press on. I think the priority now is to try and take out these ghost kills here, the 2 that remain. Alright, so firepower's been split up with the second lot of Necron warriors, the second rank. So 5 of them are going to go off into the Storm Surge, just in range. So we're looking for 3s. And then
7.
Toughness 7. Right, okay, so 5s for wounds. There's 2 at -1s. 2 saves of 4+. Start the long road ahead of reducing wounds down. 1 wound does come through, so it's a start on him. 4 shots into that ghost kill over there, needing 4s. And then 5s for wounds on him. A wound comes through. It's outside of rapid fire. So just a 4+ save.
6.
Saved. And then the rest of these shots are in rapid fire, but still at -1. So on 4s. And then 5s. 1 into the ghost kill. 4+. No, a wound cause drops to 8. Alright, so we've done some other shooting here. The Immortals firing through, and the Cryptex firing. At the ghost kill here, it's down to 5 wounds now. Some more casualties or more wounds coming through. And then particle casters taking out 4 fire warriors here. So just 1 of them left in the front squad. It's not too bad. We've gone to the monolith next. So we've got the commander and the monolith to fire. The monolith is just within range 24 of the Storm Surge. So we're going to fire everything into the Storm Surge here and try and cause as many wounds as possible. So the flux arcs, all 4 of them. There's no minus here, so we're on 3s for hits. 5s for wounds, strength 5. That's pretty good. Brian will be happy to know these are only damage 1. So 5 saves here at -2, so you'll go to his invuln save, yeah. It's a good roll, only 1 comes through. Oh, infuriating here. Alright, so that's very good. 3s to hit here, this is the particle whip. This is the weapon that could cause trouble. On average here, 4 hits. 3s to wound, strength 8. I'm going to... Oh, you could do the command reroll here. 3+ for a wound. We do get it. So Brian needs to make 3 saves here of 4+ here with his invuln save. Just taking the command point away. He's got 2 left. Passes 2, 1 gets through. Unbelievable.
I go command point.
And he's going to come out and reroll this. Please.
4.
He's rolled 4. No, 0 impact there from the chrome toaster. It's made no impact. At 1 wound. Oh, right, okay. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, okay. So if the game goes on to turn 20, then I stand a chance of trying to bring it down. All right, so Monolith's finished as disastrous. The Commander. We could go after one of the Ghost Kills to remove that. I'd love to put some wounds on the Storm Surge, though. We'll go for the Storm Surge. 2 fits. That moved. No, that's a miss because we moved. 5 or 6 for a wound. The wound does come through, so another 4+ required. And Brian has rolled a 5. These shield generators are proving very, very useful indeed. I think that's firepower done across the line here for the Necrons. So what we'll do is we'll go into assaults next. Right, so charges have gone ahead. And we took 2 wounds here on Overwatch. We wanted to charge in here. It means that Brian, he can pull away from combat, but he's then not free to move around and charge who he wishes. That was the idea, just to tie down the Ghost Kill to some degree. And then a successful charge here by the Triarch Praetorian, 7-inch charge. From then they've made contact with all of the units, including the Fireblade, the lone Chassis from the Fire Warrior, and then the other 2 fresh squads have been contacted as well. I'd ideally love to wipe out the infantry from there if we can. We'll go on to combat resolution next for the Necrons as they try and keep themselves in the fight. Alright, so combats, we've resolved them here. We took a wound, so we've taken 3 wounds now with the Cryptek, and that melee continues. Then round the other side, blood has been spilt here for sure. Blue blood, I'd imagine they have. We've done her out as well, failing by 1. So just 1 warrior left here, and then the Cadre Fireblade. No damage from him. We focused all of our attacks onto the Fire Warriors. But a slaughter taking place here. This hasn't gone unnoticed, though, by the heavy guns. We'll see if any of these Praetorians can survive as we go on to Tau. Turn 2 coming up next. The Necrons not giving up here, fighting away, still causing casualties. Tau infantry virtually removed from the table, but battle suits remain, as do the tanks and the heavier guns. So turns finished here. Cards to hand in is none. We're not quite close enough to objective number 4, and there's others we're unable to fulfill as well. I'm going to drop secure objective number 6. Our warlord's so far away, that's not going to happen, I don't think, in this game. You'd have to run every turn and then try and achieve it towards the end of the game. So I'm going to drop that one and try and draw a better card next time. So that's the end of the turn here for the Necrons, as they've struggled here in this game with Tower Firepower. Brian gets a chance to shoot again now as we go into turn 2 for the Tau Empire. Alright, so we're on turn 2 now for the Tower. These are the cards that Brian's drawn. Looks like a good hand here. Defend objective number 6. That's doable. We can pull back out of combat and try and head off towards that one. Defend objective number 4. That's the one that we're after with the Necrons. So a point of interest here on the board. The Lure, which is an enemy unit that charged. It's going to be these. If Brian destroys those, then he'll receive a victory point for that. No, it's... No, 3 or more. Okay, yeah, it's 1 point for that. If you destroy 3 or more, it's D3. Victory points, then area denial. So the 6 inches and the 12 inches possible here in the centre of the table. I think Brian will be able to at least pick up a point of having cleared everything within 6 inches at least. So that's the cards that Brian has. Looks like a good, strong amount of cards that are available, and Brian has declared, before those cards are drawn, declared 1, just playing it safe. 1 bonus point available, which Brian should be able to achieve, no problem at all. So it's looking good here for the Tower, despite some of the units suffering. Overall, the points are flowing in, and Brian preparing to cash in here on turn 2 as well. We'll go on to his movement phase next. So remember, we did have to give Brian our 2 bonus points as well. Infuriating. Oh, that's the biggest kick there, having to hand points over to the opponent. But we gambled there, and it didn't pay off. It was a bit of a disaster, and the Necrons will pay the price for that. So I think the Tower rushed ahead here with points. It's early stages here. It's only turn 2, and so much of this battle has taken place already. If the Tower can hammer the Necrons here very hard, I think the Necrons will struggle to recover. If the firepower bounces off these machines, then the Necrons may start to get stronger as the game goes on. So Town need to tread carefully. They've lost a lot of infantry here, but still a lot of their elite units and the heavy firepower remains perfectly intact. We'll watch Brian here and see what he decides to do. Alright, so movement done for the Tau. Moving out of combat here with the Ghost Kill. The other one's jumped up and over 8 inches. So too is the Cold Star Battlesuit moving across. And then the Fireblades moved out of combat. And the Lone Fire Warriors moved across here to try and claim, and he is just within range of objective number 6. Then along the back line, the Kroot Shaper has not moved. Then here the Hammerheads and the Storm Surge remain exactly where they are. Anchors have gone down on the Storm Surge to help with its firepower. So that's movement done for the Tower. We'll go on to their firepower next. Okay, so firepower so far, Cryptek's gone. He was destroyed by the Ghost Kill here, firepower from him. And then some deadly firepower. Ghost Kill caused no damage, but the Cold Star of his firepower has brought down 4 of the Triarch Praetorians. They're in trouble. Another wound's just come through from this Hammerhead, the closer one, the smart missile systems. And then we're just capturing Brian's firepower now. He's aiming at the monolith to try and bring that down. He's scored 4 shots, and that's the hit rolls that have been made. So 1 hit's come through so far. He's going to try and reduce the monolith down. Starting to get into the hits on 2s. Oh, dear me, yes, of course, that's because of Long Strike being nearby. Mortal wound, yeah, Brian's overcharging. A nasty crescent starting to form here as the Tau begin to lap round the Necron gun line. This is not looking good as the Tau will try and keep themselves down arm's length here and put firepower into the advancing Necron hordes. Not looking good here. We'll see if the monolith can survive this turn. So, 4s. Trying to wound on 4s with toughness 8. 1 wound comes through. The -2. 5+ to block this. We do. What damage would that have been?
4.
Oh, damage 4. Right, okay. So monolith has 20 wounds to try and get through on this thing. So you can't ignore it. It is a bit of a bullet magnet and it does absorb a lot of damage. Still 2 hammerheads remain. The task is to cause damage here on the gun line or the monolith, and also to try and remove Triarch Praetorians at the same time also.
Smart missile system, the Praetorians.
Yes.
Overcharged ion cannon
into the monolith. Okay. So hammerheads, by the way, plenty of wounds to absorb the mortal wound that comes through. So that one on the end's down to 12. This is a smart missile system now. Again, 2s for hits. Should, if it all goes to plan, should be able to mop up the Triarch Praetorians. There's 3 wounds to try and get through here. Oh, an incredible roll. Might be enough to wipe them out. 6. That's almost got them. So 1 wound left on one of the models, so the model that's closest to me can disappear. So yeah, just remove the model from play there. 1 Triarch Praetorian left with 1 wound remaining, so surely it will be dealt with here, no problem by the Tau. That'll mean the Necron threat is just confined now to this zone, the slower aspect of this Necron army. Yeah. So this is the number of shots here with the main cannon. 4 shots now. Overcharging again?
Yep.
Into the monolith. 2s for hits. Okay. So a fine display here from the hammerheads with the iron cannons. Brian's just rolled up.
4 hits and those are the wounds.
That's the wounds. You're looking for 4s. 2 wounds come through. 5 pluses. No.
8 damage.
No. 8 damage all of a sudden. Almost lost half my wounds coming through. Alright. I think Brian's going to go for the killer blow here, whatever it's called in the Tau language. It's the focused fire. Okay, so that's going to be the next hammerhead. Same rinse and repeat again.
Targets that now gets +1 to wound.
+1 to wound rolls. Okay, excellent. So monolith should be destroyed here. So you've got the next, or the final hammerhead, or we've got the Storm Surge to fire next. So Brian just working out what he's going to do here with the Storm Surge. This is the classic way to play the Tau. Just delete units here, start at the fringes and work your way into the centre. This is exactly what Brian's doing. So
the other shots into the Immortals. So it was Cluster Rocket and the Smart Missile System.
Okay, yes. And all the other weapons into the monolith. Okay. Okay, just going to go after the Immortals here.
Anchored in, needing 3, so this is the Smart Missile System.
So looking for 3s here because Brian's anchored down. And with 3s to wound. It's 3. That's -1.
-1, yeah.
4 up saves. Past 2, so 1 immortal brought down from this squad. Cluster rocket system. This is the number of shots. So 18.
18 shots.
Boy. This is it here. This is the trying to cause more casualties than we can reanimate is the is the whole plan. Tau should be able to do it. But we'll see. I mean, if he can wipe out the immortals, there'll be big trouble for the Necrons here. So 3s for hits.
Not a one.
So I'll take away the misses here. Just going to say, I could, those dice would match my Necrons very well, actually. I have to say, they blend in really well.
3's the wound.
Plenty of wounds. It won't be enough to wipe them out, but it's plenty of wounds coming through. I'm actually using my Tau dice here. So we're looking at about 7 or 8 here.
7.
-1 again.
Yeah.
So 4s. Lost another 4. So squad spin that rolled over. That's the squad spin halved here. We'll take casualties off in this direction. So down to 5 remaining now for the immortals.
Into the monolith.
Okay, pulse driver cannon.
D6.
D6 shots. This is it. 3 average. Okay, I think Brian will be happy enough.
Hitting on 2s.
2s because the monolith can fly. This is excellent.
2.
3s to wound
Wounding on 2s.
because of focused fire. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, 2 and a 1.
Wound.
Just the 1. Minus.
5.
Okay. And the damage?
6.
Straight 6.
Yeah.
Oh, right. In which case we drop to 8 here with the monolith.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's damage D6 here, so hold on, see what Brian rolls up. Now, he's rolled a 1. Does he command reroll? He's used a fair few command points.
Can I command reroll?
He's got to. Okay. So here comes the reroll.
6.
It's rolled the 6. Got the 6. All right, so we'll keep it on 8 damage coming through. It could have been just a 1 there, but 8 damage has been scored. Yeah, sorry, calculating wrong here. 6 wounds left on the monolith, so it's almost 3/4 destroyed. So what have we got left? 1 hammerhead.
1 hammerhead.
Decisions to make here at this stage. The monolith's still alive.
Ion cannon, the monolith.
Oh,
Smart missile system there.
smart missile system here. Okay. Boy, this could go extremely well, or it may not work out. We'll see. So this is shots going into the Triarch Praetorian. Come on, stay alive. This is the last lot of firepower. And Brian's scored 7 hits. Now we're rolling up for wounds here. 4s to wound. All of them. Oh, I thought we had a chance there. We could be cheeky and stay alive with 1. Okay, these are at minus nothing.
Full armor save.
And we're on 7.
7.
I roll these one at a time. Here, a real hero could be born. Yes. Come on.
1 wound. That's all I need.
Oh. Oh. There's 3 left. Come on. Oh.
No.
Oh. My last command point. We'll roll the last one here. Okay, my last command point will be a 3+ save. Come on. Yeah! Passed! Right, no command points left. But what a way to use it. 1 Triarch Praetorian remains alive here. A flickering flame of hope here is still a light here for the Necrons. Unbelievable. Okay, so now the last shots. He's going to have to charge into combat. You're going to have to charge into combat. Okay.
6 shots.
D6 shots.
Charged. 1 shot.
1 shot. And Monolith's going to survive. Unbelievable.
Or no, it's not anymore.
The gun line's in good conditions. The game's not over yet.
Yes.
Gets his hit. It's a 2. Or a reroll, but we'll reroll it here. Fair enough. 5. Wound comes through. -2. Alright, so we'll go to a 5-up save. No. And that is 4 damage, knocking us down to 2 wounds. Still the monolith's alive. We'll be able to recuperate a wound, but that's a long way. We'll not be able to beat the amount of firepower coming through. But still, Necrons being a menace here at this point. Next stage is charges and Overwatch. So I've got a feeling there's going to be some charges taking place. All right, so... Oh, yeah. All right, so I'll let Brian make his charge rolls here as he tries to finish off the Triarch Praetorian. All right, so charge has gone ahead, no damage there, just my pistol from Overwatch. The commander's gone in, and the ghost kill. This is a desperate point here on this flank. So I'll let Brian roll up his attacks. Right, here comes the ghost kill. Just needs one wound. One hit. It's no wound. It's down to the commander now. He'll be celebrating here at Tau HQ if this goes through. 3's to hit with him. 2 come through. 4's to wound. Oh boy. One roll. And this is a straight roll for me here because I have no command points left. Alright, so my save here, 3+, it's going to be a 4+. Advanced targeting system, the way we're playing it here is it's adds 1 to the AP for all weapons. So just checking the rules here. Advanced targeting system. A model equipped with advanced targeting system increases the AP characteristic of all of its weapons by 1. And a unit in its data sheet that doesn't have a close combat weapon, which is the commander, is assumed to have a close combat weapon. The stat line for that is given in the rulebook. So that weapon is affected by the advanced targeting system as well. So that's the way we're going to play it. That's just the ruling or the wording in the codex here in the rulebook. Comparing those to each other means that it is an AP -1 in close combat, which means there's half a chance of the Triarch Praetorian surviving here. Okay. 1. Oh, it's so painful after all of that. All right, so remove the model. What a shame. Oh, I would have got 9 dice rolls there for reanimation. And that could have caused trouble. But the flank's been secured, finally. But that was extreme there towards the end. Well done to the Tau. So sorry about this. I just want to roll up 9 dice to see what we would have got. I only would have got 1 model up. So not that big a deal. That's given me a bit of comfort there after losing the Triarch Praetorian. All right, so elite units removed here, but still the Necron gun line in very good condition. We can try to reanimate the 5 Necron Immortals. They'll not be affected by morale because of the Cryptek being nearby with his Warlord trait, Immortal Pride. And what a great way to describe the Necrons. Their pride is immortal here, and they're enduring at the moment. Their elite units being stripped away, but still the Legion marches forwards. Alright, so turn's finished. Brian's done a consolidation move with the commander, and we'll now go on to objectives being completed. I think Brian's going to be able to cash in some of these here and pick up another chunk of victory points. Yeah, it's area denial, and the lure has been achieved. So that's 2 points, and you said 1, so you get a bonus victory point on top of that as well. So another 3 points being traded in here, so that's good for the Tau, heading in the right direction. And we'll go now on to the 3rd turn of the Necrons, reaching the middle stage of the game. Both armies have pretty much lost half their models, but the Tau have much of the value of their army still in good condition. Necrons have lost a lot of the more expensive units, but the fight's not over yet. Necrons do have a habit and a reputation of being able to bounce back and endure and become stronger towards the end of the game. But will that happen in this situation? It's hard to say. They've got to march 5 inches a turn towards the back of the Tau gun line. But we'll see. We'll not give up with them. Plenty of Necrons still on the board. We'll go on to their turn 3 next. Alright, so movement done for the Necrons. The new card drawn, defend objective number 6, which is all over here, so it's going to take us a while to get around there. The Necron Warriors have advanced here. Again, the 2 units shifting on to objective number 4, so actually mark that now. We'll defiantly try and sit on that one and pick up those points. If we survive Brian's turn 3, Cryptek's moved up. We reanimated 3 the Immortals, so back up to unit of 8 with them. The Barge has shifted across 12. Going to try and take out the Ghost Kill here and secure objective number 1. And the Monolith, we've shifted him back about an inch just to make sure that if and when he detonates, we're not going to affect our own units. That's happened to me before in games, so just keep the Monolith at bay. Its reactor's probably on the verge of detonating. It's only got 3 wounds left. We have restored a wound back up to 3 with the Monolith. Alright, so movement done. We'll go on to shooting next, the Necrons here on turn 3. Okay, shooting phase done for the Necrons. Monolith, not much impact at all. A couple of wounds, but Necron Warriors got a whole load of wounds here against the Storm Surge. Bryan has dropped from 18 wounds down to 4 wounds remaining on the Storm Surge. All of a sudden, the Necron, the lowly warriors, causing horrific damage coming through against the Storm Surge. So just try and knock the brackets down so that Bryan's firepower is not as accurate. But a worrying display of firepower there from the Necron warriors at their longer range, not rapid fire. Still plenty of firepower remaining. You've got the 3 hammerheads there. They'll be happy to fire at any kind of target to cause trouble. Bryan's nodding his head yet. So I think he's seen the potential that the Necron line has. So the mission will be to try and reduce that down as much as possible. No damage here against the Ghost Kill. Firepower coming in from the Overlord. And this chunk of the Necron line firing at the Ghost Kill over here. No damage either. So, shooting phase complete. No charges, no overwatch. That's the end of the turn. We've got no cards to trade in. Just we've started the defense of objective number 4. And we'll have to leave it at that for the Necrons. And now hand over to the Tau as they prepare to respond. It is a race against time here to try and reduce this line down before it causes too much trouble for the Tau hardware. So, turn 3 coming up next for the Tau as we reach the middle stage of this game. So I declared 1 for my gambit. I fulfilled none, so I give Bryan another victory point for free. Bryan's declaring 1 as well. He's just declaring his cards at the moment here as we start turn 3 for the Tau. Still looking good for them, but the Necrons have not been dealt with yet. There's still a presence of them on the table for sure. I've discarded defend objective number 6 as well, so we'll be able to draw 2 cards next turn if we're still alive. We should be. So the ones that are still in position here is hold the lines. I can pull units back into my deployment zone. That'll get me an objective point. And then reclaim and recapture, just to refresh the memory here. Number 3, 1, so you can see why the commander's heading off, and 5, which is getting closer as the line advances. That's worth D3 victory points. And then plus 2 more cards that we can potentially draw next turn. But we'll let Bryan make his moves now, with his movement phase coming up next. So Bryan's running these cards here. Hold the line, so similar to what I have. Tactical withdrawal, score 1 victory point if at least 1 enemy unit is destroyed in the shooting phase that was within an inch of any of units at the start of this turn, so not yet. Defend objective number 4, which is continuing on from last time, that's that one there. And defend objective number 6, which Bryan can start the process here with the lone blasted fire warrior that's survived. He can sit here for Bryan's turn and then my turn, and Bryan will get 2 points. That's well worth trying to capture that objective on this flank. For some reason, the cards are being drawn all around objective number 6. Whatever's there is of importance. Necron's unable to reach it, and the Tau have 1 lone fire warrior sitting on objective 6 at the moment. We'll let Bryan make the rest of his moves. Okay, so movement done here for Bryan. He's shifted around here with this Ghost Kill. Ready to fire now at the commander is the closest unit. Crew Shaper's remained where he is. Crew Shaper's still there, remaining where he is. The other Ghost Kill shifting across next to the Hammerheads. Fireblades moved across. Doesn't really, not too much for him to do now. His Fire Warriors are all gone, but he can still use his Marker Light. Hammerheads remaining where they are, happy to fire off in this direction. The Cold Star shifted across in front of the Storm Surge. The Storm Surge has remained exactly where it is. That's movement done here for the Tau Empire. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. If they can hammer this line, they'll do well, and they should see themselves through to victory. If they struggle against the gun line, the Necrons stand a chance of getting themselves back in this game. And still, there's the Monolith to deal with, also on 3 wounds remaining. Alright, so shooting phase complete here. You can see the Necron line's been seriously thinned down. I did lose the front unit of Necron warriors. Just about. It was down to the very last dice roll, needing a 4+ to save. It's from a smart missile system hit. There's 2 saves to make, past 1, and then the last roll requiring a 4+. I failed and I lost the whole unit. I could have made 14 reanimation rolls on my next turn, but by Kroot's whisker, we failed to get that save there. So 1 unit Necron warrior is destroyed. The other one's been reduced down by 8, but still be able to make some rolls to try and bring them back. Other firepower, a wound came through here in total against the Overlord, the Cataclysm command barge. He's fine. The commander's fired across here and shifted across with his vectored engines. And then when Bryan fired, he did take a mortal wound actually because he overcharged. Yes, oh yeah, and the Monolith died as well. That was brought down by the Storm Surge. So it's going well for the tower here. Necron's a scary moment for the tower with the amount of damage that came through against the Storm Surge, but the tower bounced back well here, deleting one of the Necron Warrior units. If I had have survived that, literally could have changed the game with 15 Necron Warriors potentially being able to come back and more firepower heading off in this direction. But that's knocked the Necrons down here, perhaps down to a point where they'll not be able to recover. End of turn though. Cards to trade in. This could be the king blow here. Hold the line. Okay. So 1. And you declared 1, so that's 2 points picked up this turn. So still the points flowing for the tower. It's all going well for them here at this stage, despite some scary moments along the way. Okay, so we'll go on to Necron turn 4 next. We can trade this one in. Actually, we pick up 2 points. So we're still keeping some points flowing in. We'll see what kind of cards we can get. We'll not give up at this stage. There's still some fight left here with this Necron army. We're going to turn 4 for them next. Alright, so movement done for the Necrons here. I've strung them out in a certain configuration just to try and help us out as best as we can. So hold the lines in play, that's pulling units back. Then we've got advance units out of my deployment zone. So strange conflicting orders going on here. There must be a virus on the computer system here for the Necrons, causing them to be confused. Mission critical objective, rolled 2, which is here, so that explains why the Immortals are moved out in such a way. And then we're trying to play reclaim recapture, which is the odds. So Cryptex shifted back to here. He's in range now and granting his bonuses to these units. And then objective number 5, we're just short of it. We will have to charge if we're going to go after this one. Charge the Shaper that's just there. And then down here, 12 inches moved by the Catacomb Command Barge here against the Ghost Kill. So that's movement done. Still fighting on and playing for immortal pride here for the Necrons. Going to try and cash in as many objectives as possible. We declared 1 before the cards were drawn. So we'll go on to shooting phase next. The Necrons here on turn 4. Right, so shooting phase here for the Necrons, and it's a happy birthday here. We brought the Storm Surge down just about. It was 2 wounds came through from the Necron Warriors, and then 4 of the Immortals were in range, 24, and got the final wound there, just about. But the Storm Surge is gone. Some more pride added to this Necron army, whatever the result. No damage across against any of these units, and then down here a couple of shots fired from Immortals and Warriors, but no more damage. 3 wounds here on the Ghost Kill. I didn't fire the main gun. I don't want to destroy it. I want to charge and swing around to try and make sure that we hold on to objective number 1. So that's shooting phase done. Still the Necrons are in this game. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch for them next. Right, so charges have taken place. The Necron Warriors, just a couple of them going into combat there against the Kroot Shaper, and then here shifting a few inches, or half an inch, just to get in range of objective number 5. Then across here we took 5 wounds on Overwatch. Bryan overcharged, took a mortal wound with the Ghost Kill. We swung round, we have claimed objective number 1, but we're down to 3 wounds left here with the Overlord Tamun'Ra himself plunging into combat against the Ghost Kill. Not too bad here though for the Necrons, as they're desperately trying to pick up as many points as they can whilst they're still alive. We'll go on to combat resolution now for them on turn 4. Okay, so combat's resolved. No damage either way here against the Kroot Shaper with the Necron Warriors. And then across here, no damage at all caused on either side. So we failed to remove there should be a 2. We failed to remove the last wounds here on the Ghost Kill, and no damage done in return with the Ghost Kill against the Command Barge. Alright, so turn's finished. We'll trade in some cards now at this point. So, reclaim and capture. Yes, we have that now because Bryan's not within 3, so model count, yes, we hold there. We've got objective number 5, and number 3, yeah, is held by the Cryptex. So D3, I'd love to get a 5 or 6 here just to pick up. Oh, hold on 1. Alright, after all that effort, after all the effort there, we just get 1 point for that one. And then objective number 2 is held as well. So a point for that. and then we get a bonus point because we declared one as well. So 3 points picked up here for the Necrons. They can add that to their tally. It's not too bad, but we'll end their turn now, and we'll go on to turn 4 for the tower. This could be the turn where they deliver the killing blow, whatever that's called in the coup de grace. In the tower language, it's called something. Yeah, it's called, if you know it, write in the comments section, the killing blow or something similar. Yes, I think Brian's on the right track here, but if you know the answer, leave that in the comments section below. But this could be the point where the killing blow is delivered here against the Necrons as they stretch themselves here onto as many objectives as possible. This could be the point where they hurt the worst, and the tower able to see this game out to ultimate victory. They are ahead. Well, they should be able to stay ahead, but we'll see what happens here on turn 4 for them next. All right, so movement here for the tower. This could well and truly be the killing blow. Cold start. Forgot about the speed of that guy. He swung around to try and take out the Cryptek. The nerve centre here of this Necron force could be in trouble. The Shaper's moved off to move on to objective number 4. Brian happy to disengage from combat so that he can let some firepower loose into the Necron warriors. The Ghost Kills moved across onto objective number 5. Then down here, Ghost Kills disengaged from combat, pulling away from Tamun'Ra. Then around here, holding here, I think, with the Cadre Fireblade, holding here with the Lone Fire Warrior. And then 1, 2, 3 of these. Have these even moved this game at all? No, they've sat there and just fired. It's been a great display from those hammerheads. Cards here, Tactical Withdrawal. Secure objective number 5, which is here, so you can see why the Ghost Kills moved. Defend objective number 4. Right, okay, that's why the Shaper's moving across there. And then defend objective number 6, just here. So yeah, this one here can be cashed. So it's been 2 turns already. Brian's last turn, my turn. So now he can draw defend objective 2, which is across here. So big incentive just to sweep through and clear these objectives away, and that'll see him through to victory. All right, so movement done. Go on to shooting phase next to the tower on turn 4. All right, so shooting phase here. The Cryptek's gone. That's the Warlord slain. And my ability to grant the Invuln save, which has helped out the Necron Warriors and Immortals, and the +1 for animation, so a deadly blow there for the Necrons. Then 4 Immortals brought down, 5 Necron Warriors brought down. A lot of the wounds coming through from the Hammerheads, but not enough to wipe out either of these 2 units. Then across here, another wound caused here against Tamun'Ra. He's got 2 wounds left, but still defiantly remains alive. So that shooting phase is complete. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. What Brian's thinking of doing here is charging in to silence the gun line here for the Necrons, and that should finish them off. If I'm unable to shoot next turn, it's mission impossible for them. But we'll let Brian roll up his charges and we'll resolve some Overwatch here. The game will be on if I manage to slay both of these models in Overwatch, which is highly unlikely. We're going to charges and Overwatch next. All right, so charges have taken place here. 1 wound caused on Overwatch, not enough to stop the Ghost Kill. That's all that Brian needs there to reach into combat. The plan now is just to stay alive and to silence the gunline. He's made contact here with both the Immortals and the Necron Warriors. That's charges resolved. We'll resolve the combat next between the Ghost Kill and the Immortals and the Warriors. Alright, so combat's resolved here. Bizarre results that we've seen. No damage there caused by the Ghost Kill. The whole plan was just to get him to survive, just to stop the Necron gunline from firing. But 2 wounds caused here, and a wound caused here as well. Brian failing all of his saves. I think with... it's 4 in total, yeah. Brian failing all of his saves required there with the Ghost Kill. So that model's gone, and we've consolidated in there with the Necron Warriors. All of a sudden, these 2 units are alive. There's morale to resolve. The Cryptek has gone, so no longer granting Fearless there. So we'll resolve our morale. We should be okay. It's leadership 10. And then we'll end the turn. We'll see what cards Brian has to trade in here, but still the Necrons are determined to fight on here. All right, so turn finished. Brian's got no cards to trade in, so the tactical gambit of 2, the Necrons will receive that. So 2 bonus points received by them, and all of a sudden, the habit that the Necrons have of bouncing back is starting to happen here. Is it enough? I still think it's too little too late from them, but a little bit of worry here for the Tau towards the end of this game. We'll go now on to turn 5 for the Necrons as we start to get towards the end of this battle. So the game could finish after the Tau finish their turn. But Necron turn 5 coming up next. All right, so movement here for the Necrons as they try and make some kind of resurgence here. Defend objective number 5 is just there. That one's come up. We've got code of combat here, so kill a character with a character. Advance out of the lines. Haven't been able to do that one yet. And then behind enemy lines as well, trying to get units into Bryan's deployment zone. So objectives there that we can achieve. Resurrected a couple of Necron warriors here. Some immortals as well. They've gone back up to unit of 7. And some of them shifting off in this direction to try and shoot at the commander. And then we've gone across, restoring a wound back up to 3, and then 12-inch move there made by the overlords. So all of a sudden, Necrons making some kind of resurgence here right towards the end of this battle. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Right, Necron shooting done. We haven't fired the hammerheads. We fired across here against the Shaper. That was defend objective 4 that Bryan had, so we've removed him from play, and just to deny those 2 points potentially coming through. And then down here with the Immortals, we put 2 wounds onto the commander, so 4 wounds left, and we fired across here with the Gauze cannon and caused no damage here against the Ghost Kill. That shooting done. Necrons defiantly still remaining here on the table. We'll go on to their charges and Overwatch next. All right. Charges here. Terrible shame. We lost our last wound as the missile pods causing trouble. The 5+ to get hits there on Overwatch from the commander is just a shame. It's just we had taken so much damage there with the wounds coming through previously, and that's what brought Tamun'Ra down. So he's destroyed. That was Overwatch coming from the commander. Good play. And that means that the Necrons are back in trouble again. Just the 2 infantry units remaining. And I think Bryan should now have enough firepower to bring them down without any Cryptek, no invuln save. The Necrons should be in a lot of trouble, but they'll doggedly defend here. Defend objective number 5 still remains in play. We'll see what kind of damage Bryan can do with his firepower, but we'll just trade in some cards. Because the commander died, I've actually achieved advance here. Got outside of my deployment zone, so there's that one. And then not behind enemy lines. Okay, so we'll trade in 1. We said 1. So we pick up 2 points here at least for the Necrons. So still some points flowing in, but not at the same rate that the Tau have been able to achieve points. We'll end the turn 5 there for the Necrons. Turn 5 coming up next for the Tau. They should be able to finish off the Necrons now. Yeah, all right. So Bryan's continuing on with the same cards he's had previously. Should be able to pick some points up here. The Cold Stars moved across to lay down some firepower into the Warriors and the Immortals, and then across here, just shifting 4 inches across to keep a good fire arc into the Immortals. The Hammerheads, again, remaining stationary, preparing to fire. Smart missile systems should be very useful for flushing these Necron infantry units out. We're going to firepower next for the Tau Empire here on turn 5. Okay, so shooting phase resolved here. Vectored engines, fine. Okay, just moving on to objective 5. Finishing the game in style here. The Necrons have been tabled and wiped out here by firepower coming in. Just deadly firepower here against the Necrons, and losing out Cryptek defense, the 5+ invuln save gone. Not being able to reanimate as quickly or as efficiently as before meant that our casualties here, the firepower was just overwhelming in the end. So well executed by the Tau there in the end, but some scary moments. It was a bumpy ride here as we went along. Necrons causing trouble at every stage of the game there, but towards the end, almost a resurge from them that could have put them back in the fight. But Tau have done well. Their firepower has been blistering, and Bryan's been methodical here in his firepower, and it's paid off. So we'll let Bryan cash in on his last few cards, if any have been achieved. Just the 1, and he declared 1 as well, so some bonus points to come in. We'll get a final score just to see what the end result is. It's an automatic victory for the Tau, but we'll get a final tally for points. Right, so final score here, 21 points to the Tau, 16 points to the Necrons. So close. I mean, it's an automatic win here if you table the opponent, but as far as points concerned, respectable score for both sides. So it's been an enjoyable game, this one. The Ancient versus the Young. Despite going second, the Tau managed to blow the Necrons off the table. There are a couple of moments in the game. For example, the Praetorians across the other side over there clung on, and it was the final dice roll for them on a 4+. If they'd have survived, there could have been trouble from them. Then down here, that first unit of Necron Warriors to be deleted, it was down to just 1 dice roll, 4+, which they failed as well. So the game perhaps could have gone another direction, but in the end, Tau firepower made its mark and has reduced the Necrons down. But it's been a tough enough task, and the scoreline's been pretty close, despite the tabling that has taken place. So, great game. Thanks to Bryan Morrow for coming down, and absolutely fantastic to see his Tau in action here on the channel for the first time. Great paint job that he's done, great work. Fascinating list and tactics that he uses for the Tau here as well. So great to see them on the channel, and we hope to see them again taking on, who knows, in the future, plenty of armies for Bryan's Tau to fight against. Keep a lookout for them again. Maybe we'll see them on the channel in the days to come. But in this battle here, the young race has dominated the Necrons here and has taught them a lesson in firepower. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Alright, so units of the game here. Bryan very quick to make his decision. He's going to give it to the ghost kills. So, yes, they deployed here. They were caught out kind of here on turn 1, but they endured and absorbed a lot of Necron firepower, a lot of Necron attention, and that's intentional, to draw away the firepower that could be directed against the main battle tanks and Storm Surge. So they did their job, and it helped the Tau to victory. So the Ghost Kills get unit of the game. Then for the Necrons, one particular unit type stood out, and that's the Necron Warriors, the humble Necron Warrior. Durable, able to reanimate, morale is solid, well protected to some degree by the Cryptek, granting the 5+ invuln save, and just the sheer size of the units as well, absorbing damage. And then a scary display of firepower from them, helping to bring a Storm Surge down, just with the amount of firepower and the wounds being caused. Necron Warriors receive unit of the game for the Necrons. That's units of the game for both sides.